Hello everybody, and I want to just welcome you with absolute excitement to Season 2 of our live deck building series. I've learned a lot from Season 1 for how we're going to treat this series going forward, and I'm going to tell the new ground rules right now. We're going to be doing 12 decks for Season 2, as opposed to the 18 we did last time. In addition, instead of having scaling upgrade paths, we're going to just build the base. We're going to just build a deck that requires 39 experience. So then when we get to playtesting them, or experiencing them, at the end of this season, we will not have that weird moment where we have 32 experience decks, but enough standalone weaknesses added in where we've lost 7 experience. So we're now just going to start right away from the ground floor to 39 experience. And then, as always, if you have suggestions for future decks for this series, we're getting wild and weird with it, as we always try to do. So why don't I show you guys the title of this one, which is John Yor-Wick. Wow, he's so clever. They're going to give him an award. This is a John Wick-themed William Yor-Wick deck, where he's gonna kill men with newspaper, right? That's the plan, and like he's gonna. What's the plan, Bryn?
That is a great question. This one is off of somebody's suggestions on the YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
So I think the goal here is that we're gonna be trying to kill people with acts of desperation and things that are not weapons.
Okay. Okay, so we need active desperation, and we probably...
So obviously we need active desperation. We're going to want to play as many ways to get it back as we can.
Yep. Man, there was a great comment that someone posted on one of our live deck buildings from the past, which was just Travis being like, but have you asked yourself, like, so what does this deck do? And then just Bryn responded with, yes. And that's the energy we want to continue with this Season 2 of live deck building. So it's going to be a good time for everybody. So is there any other things that can recur Act of Desperation that I'm maybe missing?
Yeah, like the ones I can think of off the top of my head are Scrounge for Supplies and Resourceful.
Got them, yeah.
Shrine of the Morai.
Excellent point, Travis.
You can get back your Act Desperation and the card you threw.
Yep, yep. All right, I'm going to put in 2 right now, but we could go down to 1 as we see it all form as well. All right, so then items that you can kill people with. Newspaper. I think you could still argue that Cherished Keepsake could be in this deck, no problem.
You can't. It has to take up a hand slot.
It has to take up a hand slot? Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
It must take up at least 1 hand slot because it's got to be heavy enough to hit people with.
That's fair. That's fair.
So I've got a short list.
Okay.
I haven't finished going through the blue ones yet for things that are not guns that take up hand slots. But so far I've got Book of Psalms, Lantern, Mariner's Compass, Newspaper, and Old Key Ring for things that take up hand slots, are items, and also are not weapons.
Cool. I'm just putting them in right now.
There's also the Tennessee Sour Mash, which is not a weapon, but it also doesn't take up a hand slot. Oh, it does have a fight action on it.
Honestly, I think that's totally flavor appropriate. We're going to put this on the upgraded version. I think, because that fits very much with John Wick. You're fighting with a weapon that's not a weapon, right?
Yeah, it's just a thing.
Yeah.
I suppose it also could have been called like a Jackie Chan John Warwick.
Yeah. Yeah. What does Jackie Chan always say? Like, I don't want any trouble. Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't want to be fighting right now. Travis, have you seen John Wick?
Nope.
All right. Do you know anything? Do you want me to give you?
He kills people. It's Keanu Reeves,
and he also had a dog.
Yeah, he did.
Only one though. He only had 1 dog.
Well, he gets another dog.
All right, he can run 2 guard dogs.
Yeah, he can play 2 guard dogs.
You can kill people with flashlights. It's kind of neat.
Yeah.
Honestly, this sounds like, from how it's coming together with these, he is a clue getter that then kills people when he's not getting clues. Which sounds like a nightmare of a deck, but that's kind of like this series.
It kind of does. Do we want to play Alice Luxley in this deck, then?
I think so.
Like, we probably want to be playing an ally that pumps our book up from its rather measly, too.
Yep.
You can play reliable, so that way you can actually investigate.
Oh, good call, good call.
And like well maintained, so you can just get it back. Yeah.
All right, well, good news. We've hit 30, so let's cut some of these hand slots. What is you? I think, to me...
I think Book of Psalms is garbage.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, yeah.
I think Old Keyring can also...
Like it might be garbage, but it also... There's an iconic scene where he kills a man with a book.
Oh, does he?
Okay.
You know, I'm going to leave it here right now. We'll see how this evolves. I might need to...
I think the newspapers should go.
The newspaper should go?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
The newspaper is like the thing that the guy on the comment used as an example.
Mm-hmm.
It's so bad.
Yeah, no, that's okay. It is also a way that we can investigate.
I mean, like, we're playing all these other cards to investigate and to get clues, and then we're playing newspaper, which is literally only good if we are not investigating consistently.
If we're clue bent, if you will.
Yeah.
Yeah. But we don't intend to be. We actually intend to get clues quite consistently, is where we're at.
All right, so now we have to ask the question, and I will answer. I will take this heavy crown upon my head. I think with this one, I think we can like have the inspiration of the John Yor-Wick and have it be more about, it's not that he has to kill people. Like, we can reference the movie a bit, but I think the focus should be he kills people with items that aren't weapons. That should be like our inspiration here. So
we can definitely play improvised weapon if we don't have it already.
Yep.
Thing.
Like, to be honest, I would like to see the newspapers go, and probably the Mirror's Compass as well, because we need money to play things, and then play like Backpack instead.
Oh yeah. I also like, yeah, I think Lantern is an easy stay too, because also like it still has that flavor as a weapon that like fights, right? And the old Keyring is super cheap too. Where do we spend the rest of our experience in this deck? Probably just on a Charisma. That's an easy purchase.
We should be playing Beloved in this deck, I think. Just like one copy, though.
Is this the story thing?
Yep.
Yeah,
it is.
At least it's like not an awful skill.
Yeah, no, like it's not amazing or anything, but
hey, you know, if we play Beloved, toss a copy of give me a copy of the thing back.
Of which one?
The thing. The Book of Psalms.
We can also play like Vicious Blow and Stunning Blow for the purpose of like interacting with enemies.
Yep. All right, so I'll tell you guys the situation. I mean, I guess when I go back to said 39 experience is our goal, our real goal is just like a threshold of like the end of a threshold for the standalones, right? So we're at 27 currently, but do we want to try to get this to 39?
You would just load them up with like Scrapper and Charisma.
Oh, not that one, not that one.
What kind of permanent garbage can we play?
No, no, that because of the digital version we play, and there's the guard dog sitting around. I always forget that that doesn't actually exist yet.
Why
Okay.
does John Wick kill people, Brad?
Because they killed his dog. At its core, that's what it boils down to.
Yeah.
We could play like an ancient or
In the
sacred
sequels,
covenant.
it's like still fundamentally because they killed his dog, but
Wait, if the dog's dead, how come the dog's in the deck?
because he gets a new dog.
Yeah, so we could do one dog.
It's kind of cool.
No, but like we need one of them at least, so that we can play the dog, have it die, and then start killing people with our investigating items.
Are there any other, like, cards?
We could play. Okay, so here, John Wick is a movie, right?
Yes.
So what if we played a copy of Observed for 4 more experience?
Before
Because people are watching
what is
the
this?
movie.
Is this card even? What is? Oh, this is the
This is
tarot
from
card
Return to the
deck
Circle
one.
and Dawn.
Does like is that 1 second? I'm gonna just Google. For some reason, I feel like John Wick tarot card. Nope. I was like, is there some? So I've only seen the first one, and there's 3. I was like, is there maybe he gets a tarot reading? But let's do it. Upright position. By the way, when I googled John Wick tarot, the first one was, what would John Wick be as a tarot card? And I'm like, thank you, internet. I've always wanted to know.
Oh, that's so.
So nothing in here else really upgrades, huh? We're just like doing the reliable thing of just put in permanence in.
Yeah, we could play Plucky, because it lets us spend money to get better at book.
Yep.
Yeah, but we need custom for it. That's the issue.
Yeah.
I mean, like, we could realistically, like, even though they're nice references, get the Book of Psalms and the Beloved out, right? Because then we have 2 more cards.
Yeah, it depends how married we are to that.
Yeah. Well, let's see if we have any other, like, things that jump out at us. Nightmare Bauble.
I suppose, like, it doesn't actually matter if we hit the 39
Yeah.
point. Like, what are we spending it on that we need?
Yeah, no, I do agree.
we
Like, we
could-
don't want to force it if we don't have
We
to
could
force
also
it.
live at like the 29 threshold
Yep.
pretty easily here, I think.
Because, like, we could lose, like, the Observed. That's 31.
Oh.
I mean, I do like the Observed. It seems fun because John Wick is an excellent improvised fighter, and he can deal with whatever benefit he's given. He makes the best out of any situation. But I mean, like, even like if the Observes here, we're at 35. That's pretty close to 39. That's a lot closer than 32.
Mm-hmm.
So, oh, dynamite.
What does the
Boom.
Shrine of the Morai actually do?
So attach your location as a lightning bolt. It has 3 offerings. The attached location gains lightning bolt. Draw the top card of the encounter deck. Exhaust it and
Okay,
spend 1
okay.
offering. Yeah. Returns
Yeah.
2 cards.
Checks out.
Yeah.
We can get so many actor desperations out of that baby.
Yes, I actually do think the Shrine of the Morai is going to be kind of pretty sick in this deck.
Yeah. No, agreed. No, the only thing that I'm sitting on here is, like, if we're paying 35 for this, why don't we just not play the Observed and, like, not play the upgraded lanterns and take one less weakness? Like, upgraded lantern is not actually that good for us because we can't put it into our graveyard to get the extra effect.
That makes sense. That makes sense. I just put them in there because I was looking at cards that upgraded.
Yeah. And then if we strip like one of the permanents, like probably not the charisma, because charisma is like actually kind of strong for us. What does observe do?
You get a tarot card.
Okay. Like,
I do think it's a bit more fun than Scrapper. I do think Scrapper is better for this.
Yeah, Scrapper is a stronger card and like also like solidly on flavor.
Yeah. So
there's a question whether we're actually got enough money to pay for the Scrapper, like literally.
That's kind of where I am too. Like, are we gonna have the money for it?
Yeah, Active Desperation refunds you, right?
Yeah, but like, look how much, like, this deck is expensive, man.
Let's look at our curve.
And we have literally no economy.
We do have no economy,
like, just
it's
actually
true.
Nothing.
Our economy is the Active Desperation.
What are you talking about? We got Active Desperation.
You know, I think that's a fair point, that maybe we'll get the tarot card that lets us play a card for less on the start of our turn. I do think Scrapper's more on flavor, but I do think our money's going to be so tight, it's just never going to activate. Oh yeah, it's expensive. So here's a question now to ask. Do we sacrifice Book of Psalms and Beloved to put in some resource generation? And then would that resource generation to be on flavor be clean them out? Or would we do something that's just more because I mean, like, we also could argue that the flavor of emergency cash works in John Wick because like there's that assassin hotel.
Well, in the beginning of the first one, he's got a bunch of stuff like cemented into the floor of his basement.
Yeah. I personally,
that's not an emergency cash. I don't know what is.
I think we personally should lose these two, the two blessed cards, and get emergency cash in here. So this deck, like, I think it's still very much on flavor. We hit like 28 out of the 30 cards. That's my thought anyway.
I'm always in favor of more functional deck.
Of proper deck building.
Like, it doesn't have to be good. I just want to, like, be functional.
Yep. Alright.
I don't want to sit down to play this deck and be like, oh yeah, check out all these fucking sick movie references. Like, my deck's garbage, it doesn't work, but check all these references to a movie I've never seen. Let's go.
Look, yeah. I'm not saying that's something that I want to do, but I'm also not saying that maybe we didn't record an episode in a different series where the pile of cards I was playing was influenced by the fact that their names all, like, that they were all bears.
That you did do that. That was, yeah. Yeah. That was very funny.
And I'm gonna try it again.
I think it's good. I think it's good. You know, I'm calling. I think this deck. It's. I
think that's pretty workable.
Yeah. I think so too. I think it's not going to be like super efficient, but I think it's going to be fun enough for a one shot, and also like just like getting rid of the Psalms just even like lowered our curve even slightly. That's nice. Cool. All right. Well, we are here. It's happened. For reference as well, we are not going to like just always do these sillier ones. I also do want to do stuff that's like for some of the first ones, the Armor of Ardennis and the Borrowed Time deck, which is, you've seen by now, YouTube, if you watch that, how good that deck went for Travis against a certain special final boss of a certain special standalone. And if you haven't, you should check out our playthrough of that one. It's the second in the series for that. And in addition, we're probably going to also like especially when the next cycle comes out and we can start building with those cards, we can just like say, hey, we're going to build a deck around this brand new card that's also going to be in this series as it comes. This is not going to be a weekly thing. We're just going to fill the spots as they come, as we get interested in ideas. But still, keep your ideas coming, because ultimately this is the dumbdeckshow.com. That's what this one is. Thanks for watching, everybody. You guys have a good one. We love you. And as always, GG's.